Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I know I said Thursdays, but I don't know anymore. It just hits me, and then I have something to share, and it feels like I need to share it now. So I'll stick to Wednesdays or Thursdays. Anyway, you can watch the replay if you can't make it here live. My name is Zaben, and today I wanted to discuss with you um, this thing that happened a few weeks ago. I was with a client a few weeks ago, and she said something, but when I thought about it today, I was like, it just came to mind, and it's like, share this information. And then I had more insights to share. And it has to do with how much it hurts to live a life expecting others to accept you, to to love you, to see you, to just accept you with all your quirks, your negatives, your positive, and just adore you the way you are. It hurts so much because it depletes one's energy. It takes away the parts of you that could be present in the now, and instead you're worried all the time about wanting them to see your worth. It's making sense. I know it is, because a lot of us live like that. So the client I had, I'm going to change the story around just for privacy's sake, but she wanted desperately for her mom and dad to see her, for her parents to see her, to appreciate her, and to accept her for exactly who she is, exactly who she is. And as we were talking, I was like, well, what are the things that you would like to be accepted for? I'd like to be accepted for this and for that. And there was an array of things that she wished her own parents could see and appreciate her and accept her for that, and see the wonderful person that she is. However, whenever she would get in touch with them, she would feel less than, and she would get frustrated and want to prove to them that, look what a good child I am, look what a good person I am, look what I do. And there's always this need to prove, which ignites rage and anger inside of someone. So then I asked her a simple question. I'm like, what you seek from others, you want to be appreciated and accepted. Do you appreciate and accept your parents for who they are? And then she also had some issues with friends. So do you accept them for who they are? She was like, yeah. I'm like, well, that can't be true, because you are angry at them for not accepting you for who you are. So obviously you're angry at them for not accepting who you are. So you're not accepting them in that state. That was just step one. And then we started to talk about it. I'm like, so what are the things that you dislike about your parents? And she gave me a list. Like, they don't love me, they don't want me around, they get aggravated. One of them is super victimized all the time. The other one's always angry, and they take everyone else's side other than mine, and da 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 da. I was like, okay, that's really interesting. Can you accept those things about them? Can you just accept that that is exactly who they are? Why am I saying this? Is because a lot of times when we are told to accept people for who they are, it means that we have to find all the positive things about them to accept them. That's not necessarily true, right? Because whenever they do anything that is really who they are at this moment in time, or who they believe to be, we get frustrated and angry, and we need to prove to them all the time that that is wrong. The way you are is wrong. The way I am is correct. And yet there's this need and desire to be accepted. So let's say that you have a parent, a friend, a partner that is easily aggravated, that gets angry, that is kind at times and pissy at times, that is always criticizing, but is helpful, because there are positives and negatives, but maybe the negatives are really intense for you. What would it be like if you simply say, I can accept the negatives of this person and the positives? Why? Because then I know where I stand, and I don't need to change them Let them appreciate me. Ask for that. Ask things of them that is not part of their make at this moment in time. It could change later. It's their it's their thing. It has nothing to do with you. However, if I want to be seen by someone, if I want to be loved by someone, if I want to be appreciated by someone, I must know who I'm requesting that from. Therefore, I must accept who that person is. Are they the kind that give appreciation? Are they the kind that are always at peace with themselves and with the world? Are they the kind that compliment people? Are they the kind that find the positives within the negatives? You must recognize who you're requesting this from. And when you accept the person for who they are, they're not the kind that give compliments. They believe that criticism is love. They believe that their anger is who they are. They believe that their whatever. I can accept the person for who they are, but then I know where I stand with them and what my expectation of them is. It changes. So let's say I have a friend, and this friend is a little bit self-centered, and what's important is her story and what she has to say. She doesn't concentrate well with what others say. She, whatever, I'm just going to put a bunch of things that I've had from friends at random and put them into a person. She's more invested in her topics and her stories, let's say. And she always wants to give advice. She doesn't listen. She just wants to give advice, right? So if I'm expecting from this friend to appreciate me, to see me, to be a good listener, to hear me when I'm feeling down, to be there for me, to be less centered, to focus more on me, then I am expecting something from someone that doesn't even offer that, doesn't do that, is not part of who they are. So then I go back and I see who they really are. I don't put sparkles. I don't pretend. I don't only observe the positives of them. I don't do any of that. I just take the person exactly for who they are, right? They're too busy in their head. They're a little self-centered. They only care about them. They have lots of anger inside. They feel victimized. They help people when they feel that they can. They are kind at moments, and they cry easily in movies. Like, you'll add bunches of, because nobody's only negative and nobody's only positive. And you'll see the person, and then you'll ask yourself, what makes me expect that this package of a person is able to offer me love and appreciation and lend their ear and give me comfort when they don't know how to do that for themselves, and that's not how they deal with the world? Just simple, right? This way, I can start to accept people for who they are when I see them for who they are. I don't have to make them positive. I can see them for who they are, right? Because then there's the guilt, right? Oh, I shouldn't be judgmental. This isn't being judgmental. This is not being judgmental over the person and putting labels on them. This is you, however you're perceiving them is how you're perceiving them, and know where they stand within your perception, right? I have a parent that loves criticism and is angry. Fine. Can I ever expect compliments and emotional stability and all this from this parent? No. That's not what they offer, right? So if I can accept that that's who they are, then I'll be at peace, because then I won't want to change them. I won't want them to see my worth. I won't be constantly frustrated around them because they do that thing again all the time, or that friend or that partner. I accept who they are. To want acceptance for who exactly you are, you must be able to accept others and see them clearly for who they are. You don't have to turn it positive. You can just see it all and be okay with it. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's where you know where you stand in comparison to them, right? That's where you know where your expectations of them are completely off whack, because you'll never receive it and you're just wasting a lot of your energy and time on it. Or your expectation of them is valid because they are kind and they are great listeners and they are there for you, and every once in a while they're not because they have their own thing, right? How would that make you feel to just see clearly through whatever your perception is, what people are without the hope of who they're meant to be? Especially with parents. I wish that they would see me in this light. I wish that they would tell me these words. Do they use these words? Do they see anyone in this light? And if they do they really care about that person as much as they care about you? Just understand, you can even admit my parent is a narcissist and just accept it, see it clearly for what it is. It doesn't mean you're judgmental, it doesn't mean you have to run away and leave them. They are that, therefore my expectation of them now has changed. My expectation is here, right? It's not this much. It's not expecting a different human completely. And this is what hurts us the most, is we expect the people that we love, the people in our lives, we expect them to be who we want them to be. We cannot accept them for who they actually are. We expect them to be the vision of what we perceive them to be to make us feel better about ourselves. When I let go of that, when my client let go of that and understood that she finally could come to terms and accept that her father's a bit narcissistic, her mom's a bit codependent, that they're both focused on each other and no one else, and she could accept these terms, that he's anger management, that his love is through criticism, that he can lavish his wife with criticism but not her. When she understood that it's an impossibility to change the person, that's who they are, that's their perception of the world, and it means nothing about her, she accepted that that is who they are, her relationship with him changed. Because she stopped focusing, waiting to receive from him specifically the love and the kindness and appreciation and the compliments. Because it was never going to come from this direction. It was never going to come from this person. So I wanted to share that with you because I think it'll help a lot of people. We are going through a huge shift and change within us. And please let me know if this was helpful. Of course, it really helps me to see how many people put their thumbs up, hearts, of course, a hug, I love. If you leave your comments, you have questions, it really helps me to want to continue doing these lives for free and offering my help. So please, if you like this, if this is insightful, if it is service for you, leave your comments, leave your thumbs up. Let me know that you watched and this resonates. That's it. I love you all dearly. Take care of yourselves. And now my freezer person is coming because my freezer stopped working. So he's calling and I have to go pick up the call. Love you all. Take care of yourselves.